All right, now welcome to the channel. If you're new here, this is Galaxy Arbitrage, and in this video, we're going to go over how I segmented audiences in the Beehiiv newsletter. So once you set up the newsletter, and once you already have your Beehiiv newsletter, I segmented the audiences, and for like when I do the landing pages for you, I segment the audiences if you have more than one audience. And this is exactly how you can see how we have different audience groups here, different names, freedom seeker and founders and the remote hustlers, right? So the way I set this up is on your website. When I build the website with the landing pages, I'm going to show you an example right here using my own site. So I have three different segmentations on my site right here. You can see we got the freedom seekers and the lead builders and the remote hustlers. So the purpose of this is so that when a user, when we're doing cold traffic to the website, they will choose who they are and pick themselves who they feel that this message is for. So when we do the ad, if it's if it just sends direct traffic directly to this landing page, then they can choose who they are. Once they choose which, segment works for them, they'll go down and they'll enter their email right here. They can actually add their emails there, and then you can see that there's extra sections in each of the segmentations. These are different custom landing pages specifically for each group of people that's going to be receiving newsletters in the emails in the newsletter. So there's a poll, I got questionnaires just to qualify the users and to make sure that they understand who they are and who they represent in this newsletter, right? So when you have a business and you want to segment your customers, I can create the landing page that has different segments and different audiences so that you can break up the audience. In a newsletter, you don't want to send the wrong information to the wrong audience. You want it to always feel like this information is personal and it's directly for them. You don't want to talk over their head. You don't want to be talking about stuff that has nothing to do with them. So this is why we build a segmented landing page specifically to help. And I'm going to show you some more landing pages that we have that I built. These are all just like different landing pages that are set up to segment more different types. This depends on, just depends on how I want to capture the audience. If I want to capture them, these are all different lead magnets. They all have different lead magnets. So on my website, I set my landing pages up. They're all marketing pages, right? They're all set up to drive traffic to these different segments. Each segment has its own tags and fields. Because of the friction, I only set it up to just capture their names and their emails. Now, I don't always try to capture the names. I'll go back and get their names later. Once I've already had them in the newsletter, we'll come up with some kind of thing that'll get them out of their name so that I can make it more personal. Or when they sign up, um, once they sign up, then I'll be able to get their names and whatnot so I can send personal emails. So on the blogs, I have also added like a lead, like a basically a blocker to catch you and capture the email. And so that way, if they make it this far into a post, this also segments, because in each blog I have a different pillar. Each category is a different segment. And so it's quite unique how I have this set up to capture the traffic from SEO and from Google. This allows me to capture all of my, users and put them in the right spot. And so basically, I mean, I feel like this is the best way to do it. And then what we do is we create a welcome email. I'll show you where the welcome email is right here. In the welcome email, I also added another way for them to be segmented through questions in the email. You can add surveys in the welcome email, and this in the newsletter breaks down ways to, get them to pick a section. And every issue I make, I might create a different survey in that issue to get them to do different things. So it's not always going to be the same way, but the fact that you can segment the community, to me, is just the best. It's just the best. It's awesome that it lets you do that. So obviously, you're going to have sponsors and they're going to want to have access to your audiences. And if you have a segmented audience, you can show them, that I got this many of these people, this many of those people. So, I mean, obviously, right now, we just kind of got started. We only got 60 subscribers. I'm still building this newsletter. We just launched, about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So I still have to build this thing up. But for the most part, Galaxy Arbitrage is on its way. We're going to be building this thing up. And I made this video for the people who, obviously, if I do your landing pages and I build your landing page for you, if you were interested in understanding how the segmentation works and how I drive traffic to the newsletter, this is how. You see on my website, there's so many different news, like email captures all over the place, gated content. All of these things help to capture the different traffic. Even the most craziest one is on my shop page where I sell the digital products. In this shop page, whenever you click the buy, it automatically tries to, again, get your email before you can buy, and it segments you as a shopper inside. So you get tagged as a shopper if you buy in here. And then also we have pixels on each one of these website pages to track who's clicking what, where, when, and why, so that we can know who's doing what. So this is how I build the landing pages. This is how I track and segment audiences across Beehiiv, for my Beehiiv and for my website. So if you found this video useful, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, drop a comment below, and make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. All right. Hope you have a great day.